All right, well, there's only one way to do this, and that's straight from my heart. So I might cry. I don't know what's gonna happen up here today, but I am so glad you are all here. This is such an incredible mix of our families, our donors, our volunteers, our healing arts practitioners. Like, this is a collection of our team and the people in our community that have made this happen. And so many of you know this whole vision for this healing center, it started because of one little girl in the hospital. I was a pre-med student. I saw this little girl. She was going in for surgery. She was frightened and alone. And something in me said, it doesn't have to look this way. It just doesn't have to look this way. And that little girl inspired this whole organization. Something in my heart knew that we could do community healthcare differently. That together we could create a whole new way. Anybody here happen to know Cicely Saunders? Does that name ring a bell? Might be one over there. So Cicely Saunders was the founder of the hospice movement, the modern day hospice movement. That center didn't start until 1967. Prior to 1967, hospice was not an option when you were at end of life. Our healing center here today is about a new way of healing, a way of healing through community, in partnership with hospitals and medical facilities and all of the wonderful services that exist, but it's a way of healing together through community. We had a doctoral dissertation done on our healing retreat programs, which were the largest pediatric integrative medicine retreats in the country. And the primary finding that came out of that doctoral dissertation was that what families who had loved ones who experienced illness and pain and trauma, what they most needed and wanted was a sense of belonging, a sense of community, a place where they could come together and heal together, where they were not alone. Whether you had a loved one, a child with cancer, or a genetic condition, or autism. And as we worked with those families, we saw, oh, it's not just about the child, it's about their parents. Oh, it's about their siblings. Oh, it's about their healthcare providers. And then as we started to expand our circle, we saw, wait a minute, it's actually about everyone in the community. It's about adults that have trauma and illness. It's about anyone who's in a place of suffering. And so we've dedicated this entire healing center to serving anyone in a place of suffering. And we're doing that in a really unique way that needs all of you. This is a prototype. What you see here today, this is intended to be a prototype. We're trying to build something that hasn't quite ever been done before. And so part of what we need in the creation of this is an iterative process where we work together to add services, to hear from you what you need that we don't yet have. We have tons of ideas for what we're going to be adding. Right now, we have 9 different classes that we're offering each week and more than 30 different treatments that we're launching right away. So all of those things we have. We're starting a camp beginning in November for kids of all abilities. So we'll have kids in wheelchairs, all different types of health and medical challenges in a camp, and it's a dance and movement camp. And we're going to be doing these kinds of camps year-round. We're going to have a ton of them over the summer, and we're going to talk to you and learn from you about what you need. But we also need, for this model to work, we're doing something called Heal It Forward, which is where people in the community who maybe aren't experiencing right now illness or health challenges or haven't gone through trauma recently, we need you to help us to heal it forward. So if you come to the center and you receive services, you take classes, you get a treatment, and you're able to pay for those services, you're able to pay the fair market value. In doing so, a percentage of that is a donation to our scholarship fund. And any donation that you're making, it's a contribution to our scholarship fund so that families or individuals We're gonna work with the VA system, with vets who've gone through PTSD, and goodness knows with everything happening in the world, it couldn't be more timely, right? We need to help people across their domains of suffering. We're gonna work with the police and firefighters, because there's a lot we can do to resolve trauma. And so this, in a way, this community center that we're gonna build here together, we're gonna build this together, it needs all of you. It needs people that are coming to seek your own wellness, so that a percentage of that will go to scholarships for people who can't pay it forward themselves, and so you're gonna heal it forward on their behalf. And at this center, we don't differentiate between physical and mental health challenges. It's all together. It's a mind, body, spirit model. We work collaboratively with the hospitals. We had the entire executive leadership team from Banner Hospital come and do a workplace wellness retreat here. We do workplace wellness retreats also for CEOs and leaders in our communities. And you know why? Banner Hospital's got 8,500 people a year that they're supporting. And so we want to support those caregivers that are helping 8,500 people a year in our community. This has been a dream for such a long time. My heart is totally on fire because I know we can do this. I know we can create a model together that could exist in communities all over the world. Just like hospice spread, this could spread. This model of community wellness that's whole person. You know, when you get ill and you come out of the hospital, right? Like you're a cancer survivor, where do you go to like continue your care on and on, right? This is a place you could come. When you have a child who gets a diagnosis that you were not expecting, and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? This is a place you could come. If you're an adult and you have a terrible car accident and you're injured and you go through all the medical treatment, and then after that, you're still suffering, where do you come? This is a place that you come. We have created this together. That one little girl, she's actually our founder. I'm just representing her cause. And every single one of you, and I see so many faces that have contributed to this organization, literally thousands and thousands of hours, from our healing team to our board to our donors, our volunteers. I mean, it's incredible, all the families I see today. I see all of you. I see all of you. And the deepest thing I want to say is come with me. Trust me. You've trusted me for 20 years. When I first said the vision of what we were going to do with Integrative Touch, I had people say, like, Shay, dreamer girl, this is too ambitious. You're going to bring together all these different illnesses and all these different conditions. Well, you know what? We did. We created the largest pediatric integrative medicine retreats in the country. We did hospital work that has made a huge impact in our community. We've partnered with the children's clinics. We've served thousands of families and children, adults, healthcare providers, and now we have a first of its kind healing center that is like nothing that's ever been created before. And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. So I'm begging you, because I'm a humble woman doing this for one little girl in the hospital who showed me that she didn't need to suffer alone. I'm begging you, come with me. Tell your friends, grab brochures, come hear yourself, use our services, spread the word, because this is how we're gonna make magic happen. It's gonna happen together. And I'll end on this. The largest running research study they think that has ever been conducted came out of Harvard. And the final conclusion from this research study is that the best way to predict your health and longevity at age 80 is to see what your friendships, and relationships look like at age 50. This center is about relationships. This organization is about relationships. I am incredibly grateful. I don't have any, I will hug every single one of you. I love you all.
It's just a reminder. My love is just a reminder. Find your center. Hey.